Hello, world.
Hello, world, and hello, Matt.
Oh, good morning, Gwen. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm very well.
Sorry, Chloe's used to me yelling first thing in the morning. I forget that you are not. I apologize.
I get the vague sense every morning that you're yelling.
Hold on one second. Sorry. I got it. My quarantine hair is out of control.
You know what? It's very fair.
I don't know. I'm sorry. What were you saying before I so rudely took my headphones off?
Oh, I was just saying hello. And I vaguely get the sense that you're yelling every single morning. And it brings me comfort.
Yeah. I stand on my porch every morning, 6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, world. My neighbors hate me.
I'm sorry, your neighbors hate you.
My neighbors hate me. No, actually, I am. My wife and I are actually pretty good friends with some neighbors down the street, and he is an industrial DJ. He does industrial music, which is a lot of fun.
Like music for industrial films?
No, like industrial music, like
okay,
like dance music. He's like a DJ.
Wow.
Like he spins. And he was doing a little show last night. He was spinning some records, as we say.
Oh wow. Oh my god.
And I tuned in to that last night while I was doing some last minute stuff for the show.
Okay, so it was online.
Yeah, it was on Twitch.
Okay.
It was another Twitch channel. I'm starting to watch a lot more Twitch now. Go figure.
Yeah. They got some good stuff.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff.
As you can see, Chloe decided to take the day off today, which is well within her rights. Mm-hmm. She deserves the break.
Oh.
And in her stead, we have the amazing Gwen Coburn.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Yes, Chloe deserves all the things, and we miss her dearly. But guess what? She'll be back. So
she'll be back
there.
Yeah, she'll be here next week. So, and if she's not, then maybe Gwen will be back. I don't know.
Who knows?
Well, good morning, everyone in the chat. Thank you for waking up with us this morning and joining us today. Let's see, what is today? Today is March 8th. We're trucking right along into March. It was daylight out. Have you noticed the sun's starting to come out a little bit earlier?
Oh, it's been so good.
Yeah. I woke up this morning. I was like, what's different about right now? And then I was like, oh, the sun's coming through my window.
And hang in there, folks. For those of you in the Massachusetts area, it's going to get up into the high 60s this week. Like, it's happening. It's all happening. Oh. Hang in there.
Yeah, spring's right around the corner, which is awesome. But people need to realize there's still a pandemic on.
Yes, absolutely. So. It's going to be so nice when we can get like socially distanced, safe outdoor time where we're like, just to be outdoors with my mask on and like not be freezing is going to be such a help, I think, in terms of people feeling anxious to get past the pandemic. I know it had been last, but it was a lot easier during summer. COVID winter is not a joke.
COVID winter is no joke. It is like the long winter that on the fictional island of Westeros. I don't know. Westeros isn't an island. I don't.
I mean, I'm not sure. It could be an island. I'm not a Game of Thrones person.
I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I'm the show person, but I don't know. So let's see. Start sobbing at the sun. It's so good to see.
Let those feelings out. Those feelings out.
It is all right. Oh my goodness, we've got Caitlin Kling in the chat. We've got Booth Wellington in the chat. Hello. C. Kling says it's a literary island. So there we go. I cannot wait for you to see the clip that has C. Kling in it in our last week on tonight. C. Kling is one of the brilliant people that head up the show Glitty Litter, which is our improv game show that happens the first, third, and fifth Sundays here on 2MB.
Oh,
and last night was epic. Caitlin always does something a little weird. And by a little weird, I mean a lot weird. 2 weeks ago, she drank tea with some sort of like Cajun seasoning in it. Like she had all these different spices that she was putting in tea and drinking it because she couldn't taste sweet. Sweet had been stolen from her apartment by the gnomes.
Oh.
So wow. She drank tea with different things in it, and she really put herself on the line.
You know, I make this face, and then I think that's like, I have huge respect for that. I was watching Taskmaster, actually, and someone ate an eraser, and I thought to myself, gosh, you're going to do that? And then I remembered that the last baking show, I shoved a cinnamon roll into my nose. So I was like, you know,
people do stuff for entertainment. They're like, you know. So let's see. We've got a little bit of housekeeping right at the top of the show, and then we've got two amazing guests today. I'm very excited to have both these guests on the show. But first, Gwen, happy International Women's Day.
Yes, happy International Women's Day.
It is, in fact, International Women's Day.
It is. March is Women's Month. Mm-hmm. Women's History Month, and it's a great time to take yourself and explore a little bit of women's history, maybe that you haven't learned before. This month, my goal is to look up some news stories, particularly from women of color, mm-hmm. And stories that maybe don't get as much press or haven't gotten as much press before. And a great way that I love to do that, I'm a big fan of just a good old Instagram big follow train. So just like jumping on that train, finding, taking an hour, searching for accounts of activists and influencers who specialize in that, and then just following them so that my feed, I go to it.
Just full of it.
It's full of learning.
What a great idea. I'm going to write that down. And after the show is over, I'm not going to do it during the show because that would be rude.
Yeah, we don't want to be rude to you.
We don't want to be rude to the people the lovely people that are watching this morning. But I love that. The Instagram follow train is what I'm going to.
Yeah, jumping on that. I don't know if that's the correct term for it, but it's what I'm calling it. And
sounds good. I mean, it's a good term. So the theme for this year's International Women's Day. This is new information I found out yesterday in prep for the show today, is that every year International Women's Day has like a hashtag, has a theme, and this year's is Choose to Challenge, is what it's called. And I have if you will indulge me, I have this is the video that is on their webpage or on their YouTube, and I just wanted to show. It's like a 3-minute video, so it's pretty easy. So let's take a look.
Gender is a pre-written book, and the plot is boring. Daughter, girlfriend, mother, wife, rip out the pages, staple them to your back, and start soaring. Pretty, quiet, weak. They will try to describe you with such things, but you will use their stereotypes and turn them into your wings. When you choose to challenge, gender is a pre-written book. But not all the girls' stories end the same way. 33,000 girls are forced to become child brides every day. 132 million girls are not in school. and their futures are balloons that they watch drift away. But you are the full stop to the story. You are the new sentence that takes it on a different road. When you speak up, you open your palms and you share the load when you choose to challenge. Gender is a pre-written book, but not all of the characters are included, like the First Nations women who stand as still as statues, always walked past but never acknowledged or seen, or migrant women whose culture stands like a skyscraper, and they're forced to burn down the parts of themselves society doesn't deem convenient, or refugee women who are treated with brutality when we should have been lenient. And you are there as this story unfolds and you are faced with a choice. So choose to challenge. Gender is a pre-written book. And this is your chance to add your own chapter, to call out racism and sexism, and use courage to rub it out, to stand where the rest of the world has chosen to sit, to call it out at home, at work, at school, bit by bit, to scream where the world has chosen to whisper, not just for your daughter, your mother, or your sister. Let us choose to challenge. Gender is a pre-written book. And if you're listening to this, then your actions are the pen. Your life is the paper. You are not the oppression of the past. I believe that you are so much greater, stronger, kinder. Choose to create history, not to be created by it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Whew. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Let's get into, we got a little bit of, let's see here. Sorry, running this is, oh yeah, we've got our trivia question today.
Oh,
yeah.
Exciting.
So this is our trivia question today, along these same lines here. February 28th, 1909, this political party organized the first National Women's Day.
Ooh, interesting.
So,
what do you think of the chat? Let's see.
So yeah. So get your guesses in the chat. We'll reveal the answer at the end of the show because we want to give you a reason to stick around.
Oh yeah,
to the very end.
It's all about those carrots at the end of the tunnel. That's not a saying.
Mm-hmm.
You put
the carrots at the end of the tunnel. That's what people say.
Yeah, classic donkey tunnels. That doesn't sound good.
Classic.
Like that. Classic donkey tunnels.
Classic donkey tunnels.
We're here. Hello, everyone. Good morning, other Dave Thomas. Good morning. It's a me, Mia.
Yeah, it's fine. We're all fine. Classic donkey tunnels. All right. Well, we've bantered on long enough, I think. I think it's time to bring out our first guest of the day. Very excited. We were supposed to have this person on a couple weeks ago, but things came up, couldn't happen. We're very glad to have her on today. Please welcome to the show, Shanukah Sai. Or is it Say?
No.
Did you pronounce your name for me so I can say it right?
You said it right. You actually said it right. I was like, wow, okay. So people always mispronounce it all the time.
Yes. Self-pop. I did it. Shanukah, thank you so much for being able to join us this morning. We're very glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry again I couldn't make it the first time. Things happened, and then I felt so bad, but I was glad that you guys were able to reschedule and stuff. I was like, no, they're gonna think I'm the worst.
No, not at all. The thing about pandemic is stuff happens all the time. It's like, but harder.
Mm-hmm,
my bar for the worst is pretty high. You know, like you have to, if the pandemic has taught me anything, it's like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to let stuff go. And it's fine. We'll all make it work. We'll make it work. Where are you calling us from, Shanukah?
I'm from Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. How are things with our northern neighbors?
How are things? We were in a lockdown again, like a second serious lockdown, but now we're just opening. I think today, like all the malls and things are going to open back up.
Oh God.
But yeah, it's still pretty serious. I think our cases are going down, but I don't even know what's happening because they had like Toronto shut down for a bit, but things out of Toronto were open, and then they shut down like everything, and then now things are opening again. So we'll see.
Yeah. It's like, yep, we're gonna open. No, we're not.
Exactly. Yeah. They prolonged it for so long.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd rather have it like just be like, okay, let's just get everybody vaccinated first, and then we can go to the mall. That's
what I'm saying, but I think it's like priority. I don't know how it's working, but like I know like where's the frontline workers, like they get the vaccine first, and then I don't know when it's gonna open to the like general public, but they're opening the malls, and if you open the mall, people are gonna go, right? So
right.
True.
I know that Twitch morning show hosts are pretty high on the list for getting the vaccine. So you know, just mid-level channel, mid-channel Twitch hosts get the vaccine very soon, I think.
Okay, that's good.
Very, very. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
I can't tell if Matt is referencing. No, I'm not at all. I'm sorry, Shauna. I have to remember that my voice does when I can make my voice sound very serious and very factual when in fact
very convincing.
Yeah, the things I say are complete BS. Raj Annelman in the chat says, I can't tell if Matt is referencing the mall song from How I Met Your Mother. I'm not, because I have not seen all of How I Met Your Mother. I never found out how he met his mother.
How he met his mother?
Is that the show? It's all about how that main guy meets his mother?
No, it's about like how his kids met their mother, basically.
I would watch this. I would watch the one where he met his mother. I would watch that one all the way through.
Yeah, I would watch that one all the way. I would be like, that's compelling TV. It's like, oh, I want him to meet his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Shanukah, have you watched? Are you a How I Met Your Mother fan?
I actually watched it during like quarantine because everyone was hyping it up so much, but I felt like honestly, like it's okay. It's not my favorite show, and like I think it was like I'm just like, oh my gosh, can he just meet the girl already? And then the last season they like show her, right? Like
yeah. I wanted to ask, I didn't want to offend you, but hot take, it does not hold up at all. I mean, really hot take, it didn't hold up at the time it came out either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They do this thing. I hate this thing. They do this thing where they say this man is the like funny, like first of all, funny misogynist. What? But they're like, this man is the funny misogynist. You're supposed to laugh at him. But then like all of the men are bad. And you're like, no, they're all not.
Which sucks because I'm a huge Neil Patrick Harris fan. Like I love MPH.
Right.
Like he's so good, but Barney got so I don't know. We're
it was just too much.
It was a little much.
But enough about Ted. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, enough about How I Met Your Mother. Let's talk about our guests with our guests.
Okay.
So Shanukah, how have you? You are a musician. You are a singer and a songwriter. How is this whole pandemic affected that for you? Like, how is this whole thing been on your creative process?
Wow, it's a good question because I feel like it did affect it a lot because I as like an upcoming artist, I guess you need to like go to events and see other people and meet other creatives, and like I guess that's what helps, you know, artists just stay mentally good, you know, like just putting our craft out there and being able to interact with people that appreciate it. But it did slow down a lot. I had a lot of like plans like to do my own shows and like blah blah blah, and I had to like stop a lot of things. Yeah, I think mentally it wasn't the best year for me either. I guess for everyone, but I guess as an artist it was kind of like I said, I stopped a lot of things, but it is what it is, you know, like just have to, I guess that's why social media is amazing, because I can still like put my stuff out there and interact with the audience, like whoever supports me and stuff. So yeah, I'm just doing what I have to do with this one.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet has really been such an amazing tool to get through this pandemic. You know, I mean, that's why we started this channel, was because, you know, we needed an outlet. We needed some place to create stuff, and physical spaces just weren't a thing anymore.
Exactly.
It's so hard as an artist when your world gets so confined to stay like inspired and expansive creatively. What are like some things do you have any suggestions of things that have kept you like creative or creating when you do have the energy to create? Because that's something I definitely struggle with.
Yeah, I think I just kept writing, because obviously, like, even if I wasn't writing like a song, I would just write, like journal. And I think even anyone can do that, even if you're not an artist. Again, I just listened to a lot of music, like ridiculous amount of music all the time, which again, you don't have to be an artist to do that. But yeah, sometimes like I'd meditate and things like that, just to like, because I guess it's scary, because you feel like, oh, how am I going to progress? You know, if like the world is like on pause right now, kind of. So you just have to like be in the moment and just like take it in for what it is. And yeah, that's what I've been doing, trying to do.
Yeah. Have you been recording? At your place? Do you have like a place you can go and record, or like how have you been dealing with all like the technical challenges and things?
Yeah, so like when the lockdown was super serious, obviously, like because I work with like a producer and I go to his place because he has a studio. But then when the lockdown got kind of lifted, like in the summer and stuff, I would go to his place. It's just me and him, you know, because it was like we had like a 10 people gathering limit and whatever. So it's just me and him, and then we had another guy that we worked with too. So yeah, I would just go back and forth, and even like before the lockdown happened again, it was just I would just go to his house and like record, because I don't really record by myself anymore. But yeah, we'd just be together for hours and just, you know, work with whatever we come up with, and then just send ideas back and forth.
Now you just released a single last year, right, called "If You Could." We played it last time, even when you weren't able to make it, where I was like, I love this song, I want to play it, and I did, and people loved it. And we're gonna play it again. Let's see. I've got it up on Spotify, so we are going to go here.
Make it.
This is me clicking things here, and there we go. This is so good. It's such a good song. Sure, I've got it turned up.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna.
Woke up trying to get you out my head. I know you've been out there chilling, out there in her bed. Why do I gotta be here? I'm always trying to be shit. We couldn't be together. That's not what we said. I thought I lost myself when you're the one that threw me guess it's time to take this love and throw it to the wall. I should've known the difference. You messed up, I'm tripping, yeah. Would you take it all back if you could? If you could, baby, would you do it different? If you could, baby, would you love me more? If I had the chance, I know I would. If you could, if you could. I felt myself just stop and stare. Look in the mirror, see that glare. You used to tell me I was beautiful. Can I feel that by myself? Guess you felt I was just usable. Look at your words, guess that's farewell. I thought I lost myself when you're the one that threw me off. I guess it's time to take this love and throw it to the wall. I should've known the difference. You messed up, I'm tripping, yeah. Would you take it all back if you could? If you could, baby, would you do it different? If you could, baby, would you love me more? If I had the chance, I know I would. If you could, if you could.
Wow.
Oh, thanks, guys.
We love it. The people in our chat love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Thanks.
Yeah, such a great song. Well worth playing twice on the show. Fantastic. Do you have anything that you're working on now? Are you working on any stuff for 2021?
Yes, I have a lot of music that I worked on like all 2020. So hopefully I'm gonna a single is coming out soon. And then I'm eventually a project. It's still in the works, but yeah, hopefully we can get that out this year too. Yeah, I know. I've been saying like I'm trying to release a project and try to release a project. So like this year, I have to.
Yeah. That and project is such a vague word. Like my interest is immediately peaked. I was like, ooh, tell me more, but you can't because it's a project.
Yeah, it's a project. I know. I hate that word now, project. You're right. What does that mean? Like, what does that really mean?
It's top secret.
There's so much possibility in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love this music. Who are some people that you are listening to right now? Who are some of your influences? Who are some of the folks that you are loving that are coming out with stuff right now? I want to make a Shanukah playlist of you because this has been a great morning listen.
Thank you. A lot of people always ask me that, and I'm like, honestly, I listen to so many artists.
Yeah.
But I'd say my favorite artist that inspired me and I still listen to, I always say Amy Winehouse, RIP to her. But I think she has so much soul and so she's so real, and her writing style always inspired me too. Just what she writes about, it's so effortless, so not fake,
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of 90s R&B music.
Cool.
Like Erykah Badu. I'm not sure if you guys probably know her. Yeah, she's dope. I guess newer artists. I don't know if you guys know who Brent Faiyaz is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
super
cool too. Yeah, he's super dope. There's a lot of artists. I have a playlist that I can send you if you want so
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Yeah. That's one thing I love about Spotify is that you're able to like build playlists and share playlists. We actually have a Hello mixtape, a Hello World mixtape that is fantastic, and I listen to it every morning. And this song, amazing. Your song, I believe I added it. If I didn't, I'll go back and check.
Really?
If I didn't, I'm gonna add it. I like to add our musical guests onto it.
Yeah, I'm sure we can put your playlist up on our social media for everyone in the chat who's like, this was dope.
Absolutely. Yes. I did throw up your link tree there so people can go and find you all over the interwebs.
Yes, everywhere.
If you'll indulge, I do have a YouTube video that I'd like to show as well of you said Amy Winehouse, and I was like, oh, you have that YouTube video, and we'll play this. This is you singing "You Know That I'm No Good."
Oh, I love Amy.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Meet you downstairs in the bar and heard your rolled up sleeves in your skull t-shirt. You said, what did you do with him today? And sniff me out like I was Tanqueray. 'Cause you're my fella, my guy. Hand me your Stella and fly. By the time I'm out the door, you tear me down like Roger Moore. I cheated myself like I knew I would. I told her I was trouble. Yeah, you know that I'm no good. Upstairs in bed with my ex-boy. He's in a place, but I can't get no joy. Thinking on you in the final throes. This is when my buzzer goes. Why not to me, your chips and pita? You say when we marry, 'cause you're not bitter. There'll be none of him no more. I cry for you on the kitchen floor. I cheated myself like I knew I would. I told you I was trouble. Yeah, you know that I'm no good.
All muted. Now we're not. That's on me.
Okay,
so good. Wow.
Really good.
Thank you. I'm on it.
Well, Shanukah, thank you so much for joining us today. Find her on Twitter. You see it right there, scrolling along the bottom. Also, as I said, I put her link tree up in the chat so you can check out everywhere to go and support Shanukah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, guys. I see your comments too. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So cool.
Yeah. So good. Oh, there's an Amy Winehouse documentary that I haven't watched yet, but I keep seeing it pop up on one of the streaming services. If anyone knows what it is, let me know in the chat. But
it's somewhere. I've seen it as well. I'm like, okay. I just can't bring myself to watch it. I will. I should watch it.
I know it's going to be sad,
but it's just. I'm sure it's just heartbreaking.
Raj Andelman says it's real.
It's real sad. I'm like, I have a sadness quota. That I have met. So I need uplifting things.
Yeah, I've been into documentaries lately, but ones that don't make me sad. So, for instance, there's one on Netflix about a big fake art scandal, and I guess it would make you sad, but it doesn't feel sad, and it feels more like an interesting mystery to me.
Along those lines, there's another documentary on Netflix. I think it's called Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. It's called The Legend of Cocaine Island. And that is a crazy documentary that will not make you feel sad. I mean, it might make you feel sad a little bit, but it is, it's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah. Oh my gosh. If anyone has any uplifting documentaries in the chat, feel free.
Have you seen Long Shot?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. I don't want to tell you anything about it. Okay. That's the thing. You have to go into it with kind of if you go into it with a blank slate of you have no idea what's going to happen, it will blow your mind.
All right. Well, that's next on the docket for me then. I know that people have recommended the Bee Gees documentary to me too.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah.
I'm going to go watch that. And I'm not a big Bee Gees fan. So I was like, I don't know. And they were like, no. Go watch it.
Just watch it.
It's one of those things that they said, like, you don't know why you should care about the Bee Gees until you watch the documentary. And then you're like, I guess I should care about the Bee Gees.
I guess that's something I should do.
I guess that's something I should know about.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Legend of Cocaine Island is definitely something you should check out as well.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Is it exactly what it sounds like?
No. Like, what do you think it sounds like? When I say Legend of Cocaine Island, what images pop into your head?
An island filled with cocaine.
So then yes, it will meet your expectations. Technically, there is an island that, I wouldn't say filled with cocaine.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely
containing.
It's a trip. It's a trip.
Okay.
If you want to see, like, I don't know, like the main character of this documentary is this dude that is just like, he's like your dad's older brother.
Like Jay?
like he wears Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, okay.
He runs a construction company. Like he's like and you kind of feel bad for the dude at the end, but you see the whole process. Okay. You see the whole, like, the bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. It's cocaine adjacent.
All right. Yeah, that's my genre of movie, cocaine adjacent.
Cocaine adjacent.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. No Scarface for me. That's too on the nose.
On the nose.
Hey.
Oh, Gwen, all right. You are a treasure.
Oh, thank you.
Real quick, I want to take just a second and plug our Discord. So 2MB Studios is on Discord now. We have our own Hello World channel that you can hop on, and talk to me after the show if you'd like. But I'm gonna throw an invite into the chat here. So anybody who wants to come on and join the Discord party, you can click on that. That link is good for 7 days.
Ooh, exciting.
So act now.
It's so nice to have different ways of gathering with people. It's so important. Yeah. And also to have a space to interact with folks in different ways. That's so important. And it's something we don't think about, is that normally I would interact with people in not just one way, but a couple different ways. And sometimes right now it feels like I can only see you on Twitch, or I can only, I only text some people. So it's nice to have those kind of interwoven forms of communication.
Yeah. And Discord's fun because you can stream games on it and get into, there's voice chat. There's all kinds of ways to be social.
Love that.
There. So I'm still learning about it. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't know that Discord can do, but we're learning, and we're trying to make ours pretty cool. So come over and check it out. Speaking of things to check out, I have our last week on Reel for the first week of February. So if you didn't watch any shows on 2MB last week, one, shame on you.
Come on.
You're better than this.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
It's okay. It's quarantine. We're not mad.
We're not mad.
We're worried about you, if anything.
We're worried, and I'm just disappointed. I'm more disappointed than anything.
Yeah.
So now you are obligated to watch this video, but it's that good kind of obligation. So this is what happened last week on 2MB.
What a fun connection.
Yay.
So fun.
And I am drinking a whiskey milkshake.
Wait, what?
Milkshake with whiskey in it.
You know how to live, Will.
He's trying to beef up so he can get that vaccine.
Yeah, that's right.
Get up to BMI.
Like it gets stuck. Okay.
Genuinely thought you were gonna say, I don't know if anyone here has killed anyone, but I thought that was where you were going for about 0.25 seconds.
This is where we casually find out that one of us has. Like someone's just like, oh yeah, I killed somebody. What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. And you'd never suspect the one that looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Actually, I assumed that you did, but just with an anvil.
See, here's the thing. My mom is still is a really big Whitney Houston fan. And their anniversary party was themed to The Bodyguard, the 1992 film starring Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. Right? It was a whole thing. My mom dressed up as a pop diva. Oh, Houston. My father dressed up as a security man. And this is the part where this had to be a repressed memory for me. I had to block this out my memory because my dad had set it up with the restaurant to be like in cahoots with the waiter, so that instead of coming out with a cake to celebrate the anniversary, my dad set it up so that the waiter would be acting, and he came out and he rushed my mom to strike her, and my dad came out and defended my mom like a bodyguard. And she sang "I Will Always Love You" afterwards. And I'm not okay, if you're wondering. Yeah, that's
Yes, it is actually a very interesting site. So each Kindle is actually assigned to a particular hipster who lives in Portland, and just by telepathy, it controls the screen to show exactly what you were planning on seeing without actually knowing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They have to hire a lot of hipsters for it because it's I think 16 million screens at this point. So yeah.
Michael, you're saying Kindle.
And it's that's not, first of all, I've been a firm believer that a job doesn't represent who you are as a person because I've had a lot of shitty jobs. So I feel like if I believe that when I had shitty jobs, I should say that when I have a decent job. I can't be like, my job is my whole personality. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the number one worker. Who gives a fuck? That's not how we're doing this. But it's hard.
Joke again. Why are they called movies and not? I'm getting a tingly feeling in my pants when I watch The Fox and Robin Hood.
I think we've all been there.
Oh.
Oh
my god. Okay. Oh my god.
And if you go to the Disney wiki, Goofy's supposed to be 6'7", but in Disneyland, he's or Disney World, he's intentionally shorter. So tall guys like me, they're like, oh yeah, I'm as tall as Goofy. It's great, and I love it. I'm I guess Goofy's only 6'2", huh, Goofy?
Yeah, right. Well, now I want to go to Disney World.
Yeah, let's do it, dude. Let's do it.
All right, Caitlin in the glitter box. Hopefully she is safe and well.
Oh, what's up? Hey, can see, it's not Caitlin, but it is me. Now, for those of you who are meeting me for the first time, you know, you can call me the Nicotine Wolverine. All right, so I'm known as the Nicotine Wolverine. Basically, a couple of things you need to know. First off, I am a tattoo artist. If you ever need tattoos, you come to me. And the second thing is you can't tattoo if you don't eat a tremendous amount of deep dish pizza. So those are the two things you need to know about me. Is I like tattoos, deep dish pizza. Now, what am I doing here, you might ask yourself? And that simply is because 2 nights ago, I was on another show, my friend Ben Monster, I was on their show, and they trapped me out. They trapped me in hell, so what am I going to do? I've been stuck down here doing tattoos for everybody, making deep dish pizza and tattoos. Now, as you can see, this is my buddy over here. This is the soul of Dave Navarro. I realize Dave Navarro is still alive, but his soul is down here. I don't know. I can't explain it. You tell me. You tell me what he's doing. So we're just enjoying a deep dish pizza down here.
Deep dish pizza.
Deep pizza. Oh my god. Wowie.
Caitlin Kling.
Nicotine
everybody. Wolverine. Who I want to be a recurring guest on Hello World, but we don't want to give way to the nicotine lobby.
Yeah, true, very true. Oh my gosh, yeah, wild stuff.
Just a little bit of everything. Like it's so cool to sit back and look at like all the things and that's just a fraction of the hours of programming that we do on this channel every week.
Yeah.
Speaking of the channel, real quick channel update. We are currently at 938 followers.
So close. My goal was to hit 1,000 by June 26th, which is my birthday. I think we're going to hit 1,000 by the end of the week. So yes,
I'm still trying to devise what my next benchmark is by June.
I love that. That's so exciting. And that's kind of perfect because we're having a party on the 20th. And wouldn't it be fantastic if it could celebrate 1,000 followers?
Yeah, talk to us about that, Gwen. I was going to ask you about that because we haven't really we had talked about you doing it, and we know that you're doing it. We have the date, but we haven't announced anything yet.
No, we haven't. It's been super secret.
It's been a project.
It's been a project. Yeah, we are. Music Comedy Night is presenting Music Comedy Night parties like it's 2021. It is our first and potentially only a virtual show.
Hopefully not only.
Hopefully not. Well, hopefully we'll be back live. But potentially we'll do another virtual one before then. But it's our first since quarantine started. And we're doing a virtual show. We're putting it all together. It's all your favorite folks from Music Comedy Night. We're writing all sorts of things. And we're doing it as a big celebration. Why? Because it's about to be a year of pandemic.
Happy birthday, pandemic.
But also congratulations to all of us, right? We all had things happen, and we haven't been able to properly celebrate them with musical comedy as one should rightly be able to do. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to create some great fun music for you. We're going to have some interactions with the chat where we celebrate your stuff. We celebrate some of our stuff. And overall, it's going to be a goofy, wild time. It's going to be March 20th at 9 p.m.
Until who knows? 9 till whenever.
Yeah.
Till the internet shuts down.
Till the world ends, as Brittany said. Keep on dancing. Yeah, we did have exactly one show before the Rona hit.
Oh no.
I will never forget because it was a really fun show, but the last song ended with this like moment of quiet and we sang "Things Will Change" and the lights went out. And then I think about that a lot.
So it's your fault. So you, the musical improv cast or the musical comedy cast caused the coronavirus.
We did. Absolutely. I will 100% own up to that.
Maybe I could put a music video together of just because I realized that I have proof, or not proof, but like footage of my beard growing in over the course of the pandemic, because when I started doing this show, I was clean shaven.
Yeah.
So I've got the whole thing. So we just will do a sizzle reel so you can just see it.
I would love that.
Poof out.
Yeah, I would love that. If you have like a bit or a thing that you want to show us that you did or accomplished, like growing your beard over quarantine, there is nothing too small that it doesn't count as an accomplishment in quarantine.
Yeah.
Nothing.
If you have any of that stuff, shoot us an email. That's toomuchbread@gmail.com. And I'll pass it along to Gwen for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's going to be really great. We have music from Buff Wellington. We have music from Jake Eisenhardt and Jess Full, Joe Casper, the two of whom are Candid Badgers, if you're on the Christmas album. Shion, Jess Cashin. I think that's everyone. If I'm missing someone, I deeply apologize, and I love you. I do. Just
but
know
it's okay. We sprung. This is all extemporaneous. Gwen did not have time to write all this down before the show.
Yeah. But come join us for a party. It's really exciting. It's also 2 days after my 30th birthday. So come.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be a good time. So make sure you keep an eye open for that. March 20th at 9 p.m. We'll start putting out information about that very soon.
Yeah.
Another show that's coming up this Sunday, I'm very excited about, is a show that we've been working on for quite some time. It's called Showing Up is the name of the show. And it is a show that is going to be a monthly show on 2MB that is going to talk about different aspects of social justice. So it's going to be, we're going to be talking about ways that everybody can help out just from where you are. We're going to be talking about people that are actually out there living the activist kind of life. You know, people that have been doing the activist thing for a very long time are going to be coming on the show. They're going to be talking. We're going to have different groups, nonprofit groups come in and talk. It's going to be really, really cool. And one thing we're doing for that show is to help raise money for these groups that are coming on the show and to pay the people that are performing on this show. We're going to have artists come on, and we want to make sure we give them a little bit of scratch for their time. We're putting together a PayPal pool. So I have a link here. So this is the PayPal pool. I'm going to throw it in the comments here. In the chat, feel free, go to that PayPal pool and donate what you can. We're trying to the goal. I don't know that they've like set we don't have like an end goal for it. We're just trying to get as much money in there as possible so we can then give this money to the different groups that come onto our show. So check that out.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. I love that. And it's fantastic that you have that show. It's fantastic that you're paying your artists. This is an awesome thing. So check out that PayPal.
Yeah.
We have another guest who's come on, don't we? Do we?
Yeah. Oh, we do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited.
Gwen is on top of things.
Master of the Segway. I've never ridden a Segway.
Neither have I. Those scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Like I see people going on Segway tours. I was like, how? Like it can't be that hard because you see like everybody doing it.
No, it is. My friend used to do Segway tours. He was a guide. And Oh, for sure, people wiped out because you catch a wheel on a curb, and you just wipe straight out, don't you?
Yeah, segways scare the hell out of me, especially doing it in like a metropolitan area, right?
I just imagine the rural Segway tour.
The rural Segway tour. And over here we have a pen of goats.
Yes.
And here we have the field of soybeans.
Now, for the next 4 miles, it's corn.
Yes. Watch those potholes. And you just end up behind a combine. I lived like where I grew up, my family, like we were like 10 miles outside of any sort of town. Like we were in the middle of the wilderness and surrounded by cornfields. And during like harvest season and planting season, these massive combines would be on the road. And these are country roads, so they're a lane and a half, if that, and there's no marking. And these combines take up the whole road, so they if they don't see you, you're just behind them until they go into the field.
Question, Matt.
Yeah.
These country roads, did they take you home?
Yep, back to the place where I belong.
Great. Corn is as good a segue as any into our next guest, who is a food writer.
She is. She is also she's a contributor at Eater, which is on the Twitter. She also has a podcast called Criticism is Dead. I'm very excited to chat with our next guest, as is Gwen. So let's bring out Jenny Zhang. Jenny, hi.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out with us this morning. Where are you calling us from?
So I've actually been in at my mom's house in Michigan, where I grew up for most of this whole thing.
Where
that's where I'm from.
Where in Michigan are you?
You know the Hampton.
Oh, yeah.
I am from around like this area, like southeastern Michigan, like suburbs of Detroit.
My mom grew up in a small town around Detroit. Named Imlay City was the name of the small town she grew up in.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, So I've only been to Michigan, I think, like once, and it was when I was in like second grade. So I don't really remember it, but it is, from what I understand, a beautiful state.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not too early for you there. You're only an hour behind us.
Michigan is actually East Coast time, if you can believe it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like right on the edge. Because once you get to Chicago, it's Central time, so we reap the benefits of.
Okay, so you're on the same plane as Indiana, then. So you all are.
Yeah.
That's always trippy when someone from Illinois travels like to Indiana, or I guess if you can travel to Michigan, you have to make sure that you have that time difference.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes you 2 hours to get there, and then you gain 5 minutes coming back.
Yes, exactly.
It messes with your head.
It does. Oh, Jenny, so tell us about writing for Eater, because I love reading about food. Eating food, really, but in times when I can't be eating the fancy food or the delicious food or what be it, I'm reading about it.
And sometimes she eats the food while she reads about the food.
You joke, but I've done that. Yeah. You're joking, but it's not a joke.
You remember when you just would like eat and read the back of a box of cereal? Because that's all like this was before smartphones, right? So you couldn't have the internet at your fingertips like that. You just had to read whatever they put on the back of the Rice Krispies box.
And it was a beautiful time.
And it was
truly.
it was a simpler, beautiful time.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that, Jenny.
Sure. So yeah, like you said, I'm a writer for Eater. I do basically a mix of whatever they need me to write, whether that is regular old blogging or like reported trend pieces or like longer features or essays, things like that. Anything that just has like tangentially like the barest connection to food is kind of my excuse to try to write about whatever I want, essentially.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest stretch that you've made? What's the tightest you've gotten that tangential rope?
Yeah. Well, I remember one of my favorite pieces I've done for Eater so far is I wrote like a reported research essay about essentially what amounts to, I guess, like Asian American identity through the lens of bubble tea.
Wow.
And the prompt for that was like, hey, can you write a story about like a drink, like for a drinks package? I was like, well, let me go all the way over there.
I love that.
I like this murder victim found next to sandwich.
Yes.
Yes. That would pass, I think. Yeah.
I think so.
Jenny, can you tell me some things I don't know about bubble tea? Because I love bubble tea and I want to know more.
Yeah. So one of the things that was really interesting to sort of report and research on was like the history of bubble tea, and how like, you wouldn't really associate dairy or like milk or like anything with China or East Asia, especially because there is a lot of like lactose intolerance typically in people from that area. But a professor I talked to said like actually there is like some precedence for putting like some kind of like dairy sort of thing in tea dating back to a few centuries, because there was actually dairy coming from like the northern area of China and like Mongolia and stuff like that. So there is like maybe a very, very like early predecessor, like prototype of bubble tea from that region. So that was one of the interesting things I found.
Wow.
I have to admit, I've had bubble tea once. It was many years ago, and I did not enjoy it.
Was it the tapioca bubbles that you were not into?
Yeah, it was and that's the thing. I love tapioca pudding. Like tapioca pudding is really like it, but they're tiny. Like the little tapiocas in tapioca pudding are very small. These were like huge.
These are like,
and I was like, whoa! And then I just had this like jellyfish in my mouth, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, it's definitely if you've never had it before, it's definitely can be a strange, potentially like hazardous experience if you go too fast with a straw. But you should try again with like, I don't know, there's like lychee jellies, there's like the pudding kind of topping, a whole world out there of bubble tea.
Wait,
I'll have to look up bubble tea Arlington, Mass, and see.
Yeah.
I think I think there's a bubble tea place just like in Arlington Center, so maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, let's go back to pudding topping for 1 second.
Oh yeah,
her ears perked up.
Yeah, that's I think that's one of my favorite things to get in bubble tea, or like a kind of like milkier, creamier bubble tea is like sometimes it'll be like vanilla or like caramel flavored, almost like kind of like a flan like texture.
See, you're saying things that I like. Like these are all things that I like.
Yeah, it should be good.
I love popping boba too. You might like popping boba.
Yeah.
What is that now?
Popping boba. They're like little like self-contained balloons of like flavor syrup almost. I don't know if that's correct. Jenny, you tell me if that's correct.
I think that's right. Yeah, and sometimes you might find them at like froyo places. Like that's one of the toppings they have there. Always a treat.
So good.
I'm too busy putting mini peanut butter cups on my frozen yogurt.
Oh, is that your go-to?
I like putting things that are just like the worst things for you on top of something that's supposed to be not that bad for you.
Yeah. That's how you balance out.
That's how you balance it. It's like getting like a skinny latte at Starbucks and then putting extra whipped cream.
Right.
Balance.
Right. Whenever I hear frozen yogurt, I immediately think of The Good Place.
Me too.
Where it's like you take something that's really, really good and you make it less good so you can eat more of it.
Yeah.
Great line.
Yeah. So good.
I had a huge reaction to the name of your podcast. So tell us about it.
Yes, criticism is dead. Talk to us about that podcast.
Yeah, sure. Happy to do some promo. So it's a podcast that I started with a friend of mine back in October. So we've been doing it since like, it was like a pandemic project almost. It's a film and TV and like culture podcast, like one of, I guess, like a million out there. But we basically try to talk about, films and TV and pieces of culture that are sort of popping in popular discourse and view it through kind of like a cultural criticism lens, with like research and like opinions, of course. But yeah, the name is kind of, I guess it's a reference to, or maybe a joke about like, people always saying railing against like film criticism and stuff like that and being like, well, officially like criticism is dead, or like something like that. So it's a kind of a play on that. But yeah, it's a weekly podcast, and I'm finding that like anything having to do with audio and podcasting and all this stuff is a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah, we're learning.
Yeah. I'm sure you all can know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have a podcast that I have like 7 episodes of recorded that I just need to edit, and I legitimately had a pandemic breakdown, full on tears
oh my God.
a couple weeks ago because I was just like, this is hard.
I can't do this.
This is hard.
Yeah.
I usually have those around Wednesday of every week. Just, it's like a weekly meltdown. I've got it on my schedule now where I'm just like, from 11 to 3 on Wednesday afternoons.
Like pencil it in,
Yeah, I pencil in and I get all my crying, all my weeping, and keening. It's all in that like 4-hour period.
It's very efficient.
Jenny, we have a request in the chat for you to talk about gelatin desserts, because we have a couple people in the chat that are having a disagreement on gelatin desserts. I don't know exactly what the disagreement is. Raj Handelman, if you might care to elaborate on that. It's going to be about, there's a little bit of a lag here, so she's going to have to catch up. Rachel thinks gelatin desserts are quote unquote dope, and Ryan thinks they are, I guess, since they're having a disagreement, not dope. Where do you stand?
Well, I think this is a great sort of debatable food or category. I think there is like such a fine line when there is like too much gelatin in a food or a dessert. It is the worst. It can quickly turn to like the texture is just like so terrible. But if you like follow the recipe correctly, if whoever made it follows the recipe correctly, like just a smidge of gelatin to get that sort of like silky jelly texture, I think is totally fine. But maybe just too many people mess up the amount of gelatin, and then it becomes just like terrible. I don't know. What are your thoughts on gelatin desserts?
I've had one of my favorite kinds of like cakes, especially in the summertime, is strawberry Jello cake.
Oh yeah,
with Cool Whip on top. So it's like a light fluffy sponge cake with pockets of like strawberry Jello in there, but it's
I've definitely made that. Yeah,
it's like soaked into the bread, so it's so like you said, it's that like silky kind of texture, and then with the Cool Whip on top, or some sort of fresh like either fresh whipped cream if you like things fresh and not chemical, or Cool Whip if you love Cool Whip, which I do. I love Cool Whip. It's so good.
It's a good cake. It's a good cake. But I have definitely messed up like putting the Jello in it before, where to the point where it like congeals in a really unpleasant way. So that is
like
a
little
risk.
Jello shots inside the cake.
Like, not my favorite, but if done well, that's a beautiful cake.
Wow, I've never had that before. I do like, good. Gelatin is great to like stabilize a mousse and things like that. I'm a big gelatin fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty here for the gummy stuff.
I like gummies.
I'm gummy stuff. But I understand, to each his own. I was gonna say, Jenny, off the top of your head, best gelatin dessert, worst gelatin dessert. Just
Oh wow.
Here.
Let's see. I guess I think I probably have to expand my like gelatin dessert repertoire because I'm not much is coming to the top of mind, except I remember there was like a recent season of British Bake Off. There was that one time they made the sort of beautiful gelatin cakes with like these injected designs of flowers and like koi ponds and stuff. And I was thinking, just like watching that, I was like, that is gorgeous. I think it would taste absolutely awful, but I would love to try it anyway.
Yeah. So that answers Raj Andelman's question about the raindrop cake, because that's essentially what that is. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
So, Jello or pudding?
Jello or pudding?
Like, if you had a choice between, like, you're at a. Let's just say you're at a. I know you would never go to one of these, but say you're at an old country buffet. And there's the.
Oh, I loved Old Country Buffet.
Do you? Oh, high five, Jenny.
Yeah.
Let's hang. When the pandemic's over, let's go to an Old Country Buffet and hang out.
Sure.
But you've got two desserts. You've got the Jello with the little dollop of whipped cream, and you've got pudding with a little dollop of whipped cream. Which one do you grab?
I'd have to go with pudding.
Yeah. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
That's very fair.
That's the correct answer.
This is like a test question, and that was the only correct answer.
Yeah. And it was a 1-question test, so you literally just got 100%.
Fantastic!
So
thank you so
much. Well done.
Oh well, Jenny, this has been really, really fun. I could talk about food with you all day.
And we've got time. So let's, Jenny, tell me, what is your have you written about, like, what's your favorite food that you've written about? Like your go-to favorite food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Such a hard one to choose.
Yeah.
What's coming to my mind right now is I recently wrote kind of just like a bloggy ode to kanji. Like Chinese or like Asian kanji, which is just like rice that has kind of disintegrated and become really starchy and broken down into kind of like a porridge like texture. So that is like a really nice dish to eat, especially when you're feeling sick or you have a cold or your stomach is kind of upset. It can be like fairly bland, but it's just so warm and comforting. And everyone has their own like individual family recipe or the way they like to do it. So that's a good one, especially if you're not feeling well, just boil a bunch of rice, let it break down, and there you go.
So you like boil it for longer than you would normally take to cook it?
Yeah, you add you add more water to it than a pot of rice would normally require.
Oh, okay.
You could, I forgot what the exact ratio is, but you can look it up. So you add more water, and then you just sort of like let it go in the stove, and then it'll break down eventually, and all the starch is released, and then you have a nice bowl of kanji.
Nice. And then what do you like if you were to have that is it a main dish? Is it a side dish? Is it a base for something else? Is it like because you were talking about just eating it.
Oh yeah. So my memory connected with it is like just kind of that be the sick dish. Like that is what I'll eat when I'm sick. But other people, like my grandparents, often they like to start off their breakfast with some kanji paired with a bunch of other things like Chinese, like youtiao, the oil fried like dough sticks or the curlers kind of thing. Other people, they might add like pork floss or like chili oil, make it sort of a savory kind of main dish, or like a main carb dish to go with other things. So very flexible. You can kind of go with whatever you want.
I love that. I'm looking to expand my my non-meat repertoire.
Oh yeah.
Here at home, and that sounds like something that like I've got rice in the pantry, so
super easy.
I might try. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look up some good kanji recipes.
Great, glad to convert.
Gwen, what's a good comfort food? Let's talk comfort foods for a second. We do have just a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Let's talk comfort food. Jenny mentioned kanji.
Kanji. I would say that I haven't been making it recently, but stuffing is a comfort food for me.
Oh.
And I haven't done this in a long time. Now I normally make stuffing from scratch. because challah bread stuffing.
Oh God, that sounds so good.
So good. But when I was a kid, it was grab a box of stuffing on my way home. A box of stuffing.
Stovetop all day.
Stovetop.
Like my dad makes oyster dressing, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I love just a box of stovetop stuffing.
Yeah.
So good. I would say for me, it's like oatmeal. Like I love not like Quaker oats, like not like the instant oats, but like the oats that you have to like cook for a while. And then like a little bit of butter, a little bit of maple syrup. It's just, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
You turned me on to the steel cut oat thing in quarantine.
I do love steel cut oats. Yeah. And if you've got a slow cooker, steel cut oats are the best thing in the world, because you throw them in the night when you go to sleep, and then you wake up and you've got an amazing, like, hot, delicious breakfast.
Yeah. Hearing this, Matt, I think you would really like congee.
Okay.
It's essentially this similar, like, slop in a bowl, but delicious nonetheless.
Most of my food is goop based, like slop based. Like all everything I cook for dinner just ends up as like a mix of stuff. You know, like I'll saute vegetables and then add eggs, and then it's like, okay, there's
the best way.
It's dinner.
Yeah.
Jenny, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Do you have anything like coming up that you wanna plug?
No, nothing that I can really think of right now. But yeah, if people want to check out my work, you can find me on Eater. You can find me on Twitter. Feel free to check out, I guess now I'm a podcast guy, so I feel free to check out that podcast. Criticism is Dead as well.
Add it to your podcast list.
Yeah, but thank you all so much for letting me come on your show. It was really fun.
Oh, Jenny, thank you so much for making time for us this morning, and hopefully we'll have you again, because like I said, I could talk about food for days. I'd love to talk food with you more. But until then, have a great day.
Bye, you too.
Thanks, Jenny. Oh, now I'm hungry.
I know, I'm hungry too. I had my English muffin this morning, but I'm ready for more.
I was bad. And don't tell Chloe this. She'll probably see it on the replay, or she might be watching now. I don't know. I did not eat breakfast this morning, so I'm very and I'm mad at myself for not eating breakfast, because now I'm like,
breakfast. You can have a late breakfast.
I'm gonna have to. Have to, because I am starving. It'll most likely be just a little brunch. Might have a little Monday brunch.
You know what I did this weekend? I went full nostalgia. I don't eat like a ton of like kind of like pre-made foods a lot. But I got a box of toaster strudel.
Oh, man.
I ate 3 of them for breakfast.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's delicious, but also like
so bad for you.
Oh, and it like
but so delicious.
Like as an adult, I'm super nostalgic for this taste, and also this tastes like medicine.
Yeah.
Like,
and then did you feel like garbage afterwards? Where you're like, I feel like absolute garbage.
Oh yeah. Like I feel like I'm still kind of recovering a little bit from feeling like trash, where I'm like, and I'm not saying that I eat amazingly well. Listen, Reese's Puff cereal is like my jam, but I will say that toaster strudels are one level up of trash.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I am a big fan of toaster waffles.
Oh, yeah. Those are
like
good.
For some reason, I've just got a thing for Eggos. Yeah. Like I love Eggos, but and I'll eat like 3 or 4 at a time. And I'm like, that's why I can't have Eggos in the house.
Yeah.
It's just not something that it's a treat.
Yeah.
That if I, I can walk down to the store, get a box of Eggos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something I can keep in the house on the regular.
Oh yeah. And Eggos, I don't think they don't feel as bad for you, but you're right that the danger with Eggos is that you can keep pounding them.
Sheer number. Like they're thin, they're crispy, they're out of the toaster oven they're delicious. And then, of course, it's not the Eggo you have to worry about. It's the copious amounts of butter and maple syrup that you put on said Eggo.
See, that's the thing. When I'm like, I don't need a lot of processed foods, and people are like, oh, you're fancy. And I'm like, no. I don't think you understand how bad my butter intake is. Like,
my butter intake
is not good.
Not good.
It's not good.
Because we get the Kerrygold from Trader Joe's in the gold wrap, and it's.
Let's talk butter, shall we?
Let's talk butter.
Let's talk butter.
We could have kept Jenny. We could have kept Jenny on the show. The show could have gone another 45 minutes.
45 minutes on it. Yeah. Do you get salted or unsalted?
Salted.
Yeah. I used to do unsalted, and it's just really hard to switch back after you do salted.
Yeah.
I do Kerrygold is great. I normally do Kate's butter.
I do Kerrygold because that's what Trader Joe's carries. Like that's one of the brands that Trader Joe's carries that's not like Trader Joe's,
yeah.
Trader Joe's cow's butter. But yeah, Kerrygold is where it's at. Salted keeps better, Booth says. So that's why I do it, because it keeps better.
Yeah. I just like that there's a difference. So you know how some of the sticks are long and some of them are like short little blocks?
We get the
Kerrygold is its own thing.
Yeah.
It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But like if you get stick butter, apparently East Coast used to have like a monopoly on the machines that make the long sticks of butter. So that when the West Coast started making butter, they had to get different machines, and that's why some of them come in like short little thicker blocks.
How about that?
Yeah. Wild.
You know what I like to do with butter, and I'm sure that I don't know that this is a thing. Like this is probably a thing that everybody knows about. Is in the winter, especially, we'll just leave the butter out on the counter, like covered and wrapped, but we leave it there so when we want it, it's nice and soft. It spreads on real nice. In the summer, you can't do that because it gets too melty. But in the winter and fall, it's like the perfect temp to get that butter just like perfect.
Have you ever seen those things? They're like these. They almost look like an egg cup, but I think they're made mostly of stone. But I've seen wooden ones, and you like put your butter into the egg cup, and then you flip it over into a little pool of like water. And it's supposed to like keep it sanitary, but also soft. Yeah. I don't know about it. I don't know.
Who says get yourself a butter crock?
That's what I think
which
the thing.
I love that term. And Boof, if you could give us some suggestions on what butter crocks are good butter crocks, that would be great.
Created equal.
Yeah, and this isn't crock, CROC. This isn't butter in a shoe that you put on your foot. No, it's a bean crock.
Yeah, I feel like we could probably convince like a generation of people to do that as a trend.
What, butter crocks?
Yeah.
Or put crocs or put butter in Crocs. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's butter in a it's butter in a crocodile.
That's a crocodile.
Yeah. And it cuts down on your butter consumption. It helps helps rein in your butter consumption.
You're healthy, but the crocodile is really struggling.
Yeah. Luckily, the crocodile isn't that healthy, so pretty easy to take down and get your butter.
Get yourself a sick crocodile.
No, we don't endorse that.
No, we don't endorse that.
Gwen, we're coming up on the end of our time together in this show. Just in this show. Real quick, let's do some we did our trivia question.
Yeah, I want to know.
So here's the trivia question for today. And Boof, I'm glad you're here. February 28th, 1909, this political party organized the first National Women's Day. So that's our question. What are some of your thoughts? Do you have a guess, Gwen? And please put your guesses in the chat.
I'm asking me this is just going to shine a big old light on my ignorance.
Oh, I didn't know either. So it's.
But the Bull Moose Party.
Well, I mean that's it. I mean that was. Yeah.
I mean, like I'm wondering if the suffragettes had their own party. Like, did they? I'm not fully sure. I'd have to look that up.
I don't know. So Boof is guessing the Bull Moose Party. That is incorrect. The answer is the Socialist Party of America.
Oh.
So yet another reason that hey, socialism might not be all that bad. Check it out. Kendra Dawsey would have been very pleased with that fact. Kendra is the host of Left Night here on 2MB Studios on Thursdays at 7:30.
Nice.
So check them out on that show.
That's awesome.
So thank you, American Socialist Party. Now defunct, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe poised for a comeback.
There you go. There's isn't it the DSA, Democratic Socialists of America? Am I correct? Am I wrong?
I don't know. Honestly, now it's my turn to be I'm a dummy. We've got some birthdays real quick. I'm very proud of my birthdays today because I did all women birthdays for this week. So today, happy birthday to Anne Bonny, one of the first pirates down in the Caribbean. She was an Irish pirate. Very successful Irish pirate, I might add, down in the Caribbean. Josephine Cochrane. Are you familiar with what Josephine Cochrane invented, Gwen?
I'm trying to think. The name sounds so familiar, but I don't think so.
Josephine Cochrane invented the washing machine, or invented a particular style of washing machine.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And then Little Peggy March, Margaret Batavio. You know the song, made famous by, it was a really good song anyway, before Sister Act used it. But Sister Act used the I will follow him, follow him wherever he may go. Oh. I love that was one of my favorite bits of Sister Act. But happy birthday to Little Peggy March.
Nice.
And then rest of the week, we've got Melania Perez, who is a WWE wrestler. Julie Mancuso, American 4-time gold medal alpine skier. Brittany Snow from Guiding Light. Wednesday, New Zealand suffragette Kate Shepherd. And then Canada's first female prime minister, Kim Campbell, and Carrie Underwood on Wednesday. Thursday, Thora Birch and Jodie Comer. Jodie Comer being the badass from Killing Eve. Oh, so good. And then Friday, the big one, Liza Minnelli.
Oh,
Liza.
Hey.
Liza, get that lamp turned off, Liza. One of my favorite Saturday Night Live sketches is Kate McKinnon doing Liza Minnelli turns off a light switch. And Jamie Alexander played Lady Sif in the Thor franchise. So there's your International Women's Day and Women's History Month weekly birthdays.
There they are.
Gwen, as we're wrapping up, where can people find you? Where can people see more of you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at Sad Girl Songs Gwen with no I in girl on all the things. I'm on Instagram. I'm sometimes on Twitter when I have energy. Sometimes on TikTok when I have energy. And you can find me there. Check it out.
Fantastic. Stay tuned all week here on 2MB Studios, but particularly tonight because it's Game Show Monday. We've got new episodes of That Sounds Right, Poof the Magical Game Show, and everyone's favorite word association game show, Run On. All coming up tonight. And that starts, we start streaming at 7 and we go all the way to 10. So check it out. Keep an eye out for other things. Sign up for our newsletter and check out our merch. All those links are in our Twitch bio. So just head down and check out all those links. And y'all, thank you for watching. Please follow if you love us. If you really love us, subscribe. And we'll see you around. Take care, world. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.